We loved each other, just not the same way. You were the bonfire, reckless and bright, while I was the hearth, steady and low. You burned through the darkness, hungry for flight. I kept a small flame for the mornings we'd know. You gave me the storm, the thunder, the change. I gave you the calm that your wild called home. You spoke in the language of beautiful strange. I answered in whispers too frightened to roam. And oh, how the difference unraveled us slow. Your love a horizon, expanding, grand. Mine a small garden, a hand in the snow. A patient, unspoken, soft place to land. We loved each other, I don't doubt the word. But one was a cage, and one was a key. And neither of us could unbind what we heard. Your wings were too wide for the heart holding me. So I let you go, not to lose, but to give. The space that my silence could never provide. You needed an ocean where I was a sieve. Not shallow, just shaped by a different tide. And you let me go, not with anger or blame, but the sorrow of knowing what truth really asks. That loving and keeping are never the same. That the strongest of bonds can still loosen their grasps. Now I count your name like a prayer in the dark, and you trace my shape in the smoke of your fire. 2 maps, 2 directions, 1 original spark. Not less for the leaving, but vast and entire. So here is the wound that I'll always hold sweet. We loved each other incomplete and complete. And still, in the hush of the life I now live, I find you in places you never could stay. The hush of a book that you'd wanted to give. The tilt of a lamp at the end of the day. Not grief, but a kind of slow, generous ache. The way winter remembers one leaf on the bough. For your sake, I learned what my own heart could make. When it stopped trying to tether the sky to the plow. You told me once, with your hand on my cheek, the same love can look like a weapon or a prayer. And I understand now the words you would speak. Yours was the dare. Mine, the stain right there. So no, we won't meet where 2 roads become one. But somewhere beyond resolution or blame, you'll be the fire that I step from, not run from. And I'll be the ground that remembers your name. They say love that bends is the love that survives. But no one warns you what bends until it breaks. A branch in the wind, 2 parallel lives. That touch only there, in the space, each forsakes. So I've learned to cherish the shape of your absence. Not hollow, but hallowed, like a church after prayer. You gave me the gift of a beautiful chance, then the harder, truer gift of leaving it there. And maybe one spring from the place that you've flown. You'll look down and see me, not smaller, just still, a field you once walked through, now fully your own. Because I stopped asking you not to be hill. We loved each other. The world calls that loss. But loss is a word for things that can die. What we had was a bridge that refused to stay crossed. Not broken, but open, on both sides of the sky.